Northeast Oklahoma's news leader. This is News 8 at 6.
Traffic was backed up on the Turner Turnpike for a while this afternoon, all because of what could be called very discourteous driving. Good evening, I'm Steve Knight.
And I'm Carol Lambert. Charles Ely has the night off. A New York City rap group made an unexpected stop in Tulsa this afternoon, and police got more than they bargained for, a lot more. Band members say they'll never be back. News 8's Scott Gordon was there.
Police rushed to the Turner Turnpike gate as the first sketchy report said only there was a gun on a bus. A state trooper drew his gun and ordered the driver and passengers off. It turns out they are a New York City rap group that calls itself X-Clan. The bizarre episode actually started a few miles down the turnpike. A Springfield, Missouri high school principal, Ken Morris, says the bus driver was driving crazy.
He went right down the middle between two of us. The other car gave ground and I went off. And then he went about another quarter of a mile, and then he decided he wanted to get over in the fast lane, and he just forced the car off right there.
Yeah, okay. The bus driver denies he ran any cars off the road, but admits he was going fast.
The speed limit is 65. I'm running 70, 75. Who doesn't do it? These guys are running about 45. I'm trying to get them out of the way. I'm blowing my horn. Will you please get out of the way?
At the turnpike gate, there was a confrontation. Morris says he got out of his car and banged on the bus door. Exactly what happened then is in dispute. The band leader, who calls himself Professor X, says Morris shouted a racial slur.
He made a note, well, you dumb nigger people, I see that y'all get in jail. That's what he said.
Word's not even in my vocabulary.
Troopers wrote the bus driver a ticket for reckless driving based on what they said was a citizen's arrest by Morris. Police found a few knives, but no gun on the bus. Band members say somebody probably thought an African cane looked like a gun.
No, I don't think it looks like a gun.
After about an hour's delay, the band on the bus prepared to get back on the road.
Well, like I said, guys, the reason why I was running a little fast, like we all do, is because I'm late for a show. I gotta go. Is there any other questions?
I want to get out of this town. Because it's obviously that I might raise my hand and it might look like an Uzi or something, and I'll be in jail tonight.
With that, Professor X and his group were headed out. The band plays next in Mansfield, Ohio. They promise no more stops in Oklahoma. Scott Gordon, News 8.
Tonight, Tulsa police say it was a shotgun blast that killed a teenager early yesterday morning. The body of 17-year-old Kenneth Jackson was found in a car in North Tulsa. The car had run into a billboard. A jammed 9mm semi-automatic was found in the car, but police say X-rays indicate Jackson was shot in the back of the head with a shotgun. So far, no one's been arrested. No witnesses have been found.
Police aren't sure if the theft and torching of a Greyhound bus in Tulsa was related to the long and bitter driver's strike. The burned-out bus was found overnight near Interstate 44 in East Tulsa. Police say it was stolen from a downtown service station where it was being fixed. There are no suspects in the case. Operation Desert Shield has claimed yet another victim, this time a flight instructor who died in a helicopter crash near Fort Sill. The chopper crashed and sank in Lake Ellsworth. The instructor is still missing, but 5 crew members from the 374th Air Ambulance Company of Little Rock were rescued. People who live nearby heard the chopper crash.
And we knew that there was somebody out in the water because, you know, we could hear them moaning, and they wouldn't answer us. They couldn't hear us at all. But all they were saying was, help, you know, hurry, get us an ambulance here.
The chopper that crashed was a Huey like this one. Officials say the crew was flying with night vision goggles for the first time. The missing flight instructor is Philip Walker, a retired Army Reserve Lieutenant Colonel.
11 people, including 8 kids and a baby, got a real scare while fishing this afternoon in Tulsa. They were on a sandbar in the middle of the Arkansas River when the water started to rise and the group got trapped. Well, the fire department was called in for a rescue. It took a while. There wasn't anywhere to launch a boat. Life Flight lifted the group to safety in 3 different trips. At this hour, everyone is safe and sound. Animal activists hit the streets today to convince shoppers not to buy furs. It's National Fur-Free Friday. And as News 8's Carrie Miller reports, local protesters joined in on the demonstrations.
I see red! Fur is dead! I see red! Fur is dead!
Their signs read, "Fur is dead," and it's not cool to be cruel.
Fur is dead!
Their purpose, to convince holiday shoppers to ignore rack after rack of glossy furs traditionally marked down for pre-holiday sales.
A lot of people just haven't stopped to think about it. You know, this beautiful coat. Oh, isn't it nice? It's soft, and they haven't thought about it from where it came.
But Monger and her colleagues have, and they say the animals are bred and kept in tiny cages on cramped ranches, only to suffer excruciating deaths.
When they're killed, it's usually the cheapest method possible, which could be anything from poisoning to, well, anal electrocution is one way that a lot of them use.
Today's demonstration, staged in front of John Tobin Furs, was part of a national Fur-Free Friday, which included a large protest in New York City. John Tobin Furs across the street refused to comment, but a common argument among furriers is that meat and leather are also products of animals. So why no objection to that?
Fur is a luxury that you don't have to live.
Yet a live and let live philosophy doesn't always exist between fur activists and their counterparts. Earlier this year, Aspen, Colorado came close to barring the wearing of furs within city limits. And other militant activists have gone so far as to throw blood on women who wear fur coats. Animal rights groups insist that their anti-fur campaign is working. They point to a downward buying trend over the last couple of years, and they warned furriers to expect more demonstrations in the hopes that luxury-loving Americans can be convinced, and if not, shamed into surrendering their fur coats. Carrie Miller, News 8.
Well, every year, no sooner is the Thanksgiving feasting over than the Christmas shopping frenzy begins.
We'll check in on Christmas sales and Christmas cash next on News 8.
Let your heart race.
Take your Thanksgiving weekend down to the wire at Remington Park for holiday racing and pure thoroughbred excitement. Spend this holiday weekend in fast company at Remington Park.
Let your heart race.
It's the largest sale in Duchess Ford's 42-year history. This sale includes every new and used car, truck, or van, marked at fleet prices to the public. Dealers welcome. Duchess Brothers has cars and trucks starting at just $19.95. First come, first serve. Factory rebates, extra appraisers, on-the-spot financing. Ford Motor Credit representatives will be on hand to help you. Zero down, extended payment plans, first-time buyer programs, leases. We'll even pay off your credit cards up to $3,000. But this incredible sales event ends Saturday at 10 p.m. at Duchess Brothers Ford, 3400 South Sheridan.
This year, put a whole new twist into your holiday decorating. It's easy with Noma's new Ornamotor from True Value Hardware Stores. The Ornamotor plugs into your midget light set and rotates any ornament on your tree. And a pack of 3 is just $5.99. Then get 63 feet of lights in motion with the Noma 140 Marquee Mini Light Set. It's just $12.99 at participating True Value Hardware Stores and home centers.
Tough day, and nothing's going your way. Now it's time to play. Willie's gonna get ya. Willie's gonna get ya. Willie's gonna get ya. Willie's gonna get ya. Wilson! Willie's gonna get ya. Tonight.
8's the place for Wheel of Fortune. Tonight at 6:30.
When it comes to shopping, small towns often struggle during the holiday season.
Shop owners have to take on Tulsa in the battle for customers. As News 8's Cindy Bear shows us, 2 towns are working together to keep shoppers home for Christmas.
On the busiest shopping day of the year, stores are nearly empty in the small town of Cushing. But the Bank of Cushing hopes to change that with their program called Christmas Cash. They're offering loans from $500 to $5,000 with an interest rate of only 8%. Folks can spend the money on anything as long as it's spent in town. That includes groceries.
One of the things that we fight here in rural Oklahoma is people going to large towns to shop, which we try to do things that we can. There have been promotions around town here for the last few years to try to encourage people to stay in Cushing.
Folks who take out loans get these little red checks. They're as good as cash in hundreds of stores in the area.
They're just like cash. People come in and they can use them just like food stamps, I guess would be the best example.
The program's also designed to help out merchants here in Drumright, where the flow of money to some extent is drying up. One shop owner says they need all the help they can get.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for Christmas. And I just kind of look at it this way. If we offer that, they'll keep the money here instead of going elsewhere.
The Bank of Cushing says with credit card interest rates skyrocketing well over 20%, this is the best buy if folks need money for the holidays. Shop owners agree, since making a good buy in their store is a buy that keeps their town in business. Cindy Bear, News 8.
Waves of shoppers hit the Tulsa malls today in search of pre-Christmas sales. Several major retailers in the Southwest have struggled with the depressed economy in the oil patch states. Many stores bought less merchandise this year, anticipating poor sales. But whatever cautious store owners predict, several mall shoppers told us Christmas is the one time a year they spend freely.
Have you started your shopping?
Not
yet?
at all.
No, it's the time of year when you start feeling like you're always late.
I know. Seriously, well, still to come, Michelle Robertson and our holiday weekend forecast.
It's starting to look a little bit like Christmas, but it sure doesn't feel like it yet.
For nearly 3 years at Ferguson Pontiac GMC, we have worked hard to provide Northeast Oklahoma with the finest American cars, trucks, and vans on the road, the exciting new Pontiacs and GMCs. And at Ferguson, we make the Ferguson Challenge. That means we'll beat any deal in the state on new Pontiacs or GM trucks. We say it and we prove it every day. If you want the best selection and guaranteed lowest price, come see us at Ferguson Pontiac GMC Trucks and Vans at 161st and the Broken Arrow Expressway.
Getting up in the morning's getting a whole lot easier. Good Morning Oklahoma. Weekday mornings at 6 on Channel 8.
Your holiday makings are great at Hobby Lobby. Have fun this holiday season with Westworld Trading's red plush fur-like Santa stockings with white trim. Great for filling with Christmas trees or hanging from the hearth. Sizes 5-inch to 22-inch, $1.99 to $7.99. Hobby Lobby's beautiful silk-like poinsettias add that festive touch for the holidays. 14 bloom bushes, a natural color, $1.99. And tie up those last-minute gifts with our 500-yard spool of 3/16-inch crinkle curling ribbon, 99 cents. Holiday makings are great at Hobby Lobby. 2 locations in Tulsa, also Muskogee, Stillwater, and Little Rock.
While you've been thinking about everyone else's Christmas, we've been thinking about yours. And so if you buy or lease any new Oldsmobile 88 Royale by Christmas Eve, Oldsmobile will give you a $750 Dillard's Christmas gift certificate, which means you could give away everything on this tree and keep what's under it.
Merry Christmas from the new generation of Olds.
Now, only at your local Eastern Oklahoma new generation of Olds dealers.
Just a moment ago, we saw people out shopping for the holidays, of course, and they had lovely weather to do it. Michelle in for Travis Meyer tonight.
I tell you what, no snow and ice anywhere near this part of the country. In fact, temperatures several degrees above normal for the last couple of days. In spite of Wednesday's cold front, it looks like that trend will continue for at least the next several days. A look outside now at current conditions indicate that temperatures have fallen quite a bit since the last hour. Now that the sun is beginning to set. Tulsa International now at 61 degrees, the dew point at 35, Riverside Airport all the way down to 53 degrees now, and we're sitting at 67 degrees here at Channel 8 Studios. Relative humidity at the airport at 38%. Winds now from the south to southwest across the area at 8. Pressure is falling. The high today made it up to 71 degrees, and this morning's low a pretty mild 41 degrees. Afternoon high temperatures across the area managed to make it up into the low 70s to upper 60s for the most part, but temperatures are beginning to fall at this point. Mainly 50s up to our north. 55 degrees now from Chinook, Kansas. 50 53 degrees from Wichita, one of the cooler readings, 52 now in from Ponca City, and 56 degrees off to our east from Fayetteville. Satellite picture across the United States shows the dramatic sweeping cold front as it pushed across the eastern part of the U.S. this afternoon, now into the Atlantic Ocean. Quite a bit of snow and really cold weather taking place across much of the upper Midwest, but for our area, just really a nice day for just about everyone concerned. There is a cold front sweeping across the northern plains, but it really looks like it's going to just shift off to our northeast and not affect our weather at all. In fact, it looks like our next chance for a cold front won't come until the middle of next week, and just a lot of high pressure across the area for the next couple of days. Tomorrow afternoon's forecast map showing a trough of low pressure to our west. That means the light and variable wind conditions of today will be on the increase tomorrow afternoon. South winds anywhere from 10 to 20 miles an hour, and quite a bit of moisture across the southern half of Texas and New Mexico. None of that really expected to affect our weather, so if you are traveling down south, expect quite a bit of cloud cover and raininess for the next couple of days. Afternoon high temperatures across most of our area tomorrow will be in the 70s, and quite a contrast up north where they will only be seeing temperatures in the 30s and 40s for the afternoons, but that's really not too unusual. We're more unusual sitting in the 70s for our afternoon high temperatures. On Sunday, the nice weather continuing and all the cold, nasty weather still taking place well to the north. The forecast this evening for the Tulsa area calling for clear and cool weather tonight. The overnight low of 43 degrees with light and variable winds. Tomorrow afternoon, sunny and a warmer day expected. The high of 75 degrees with south to southwest winds at 10 to 20. And tomorrow evening, continued fair and on the warm side. The overnight low of 48 degrees. The 5-day outlook showing very warm temperatures for the next several days. Hard to believe that this is late November. And on Tuesday, a cold front moving on through, giving us a chance for scattered rain. And on Wednesday, finally some more fall-like temperatures, but it looks like even then it won't last for too awfully long.
But tomorrow, nice weather for a send-off.
Oh, exactly. Okay. Get out and enjoy this while we've got it.
Thanks, Michelle. For those of you who are interested in seeing the Broken Arrow National Guard unit off early tomorrow morning, you'll have to get up bright and early. The 145th Medical Company of Broken Arrow will be leaving the Armory at 7. They'll make a short tour of Broken Arrow, heading out from the Armory on College to Main. There they'll pass a reviewing stand in the parking lot of the First United Methodist Church. On Main, they go north to Kenosha, then west to Elm, from Elm on to the Broken Arrow Expressway. The Chamber of Commerce says the public has shown an enormous interest in seeing these soldiers off to Fort Sill and probably the Persian Gulf after that.
Well, in sports, the OU-Nebraska game turned into a runaway today in Norman.
The Sooners soothed a season of frustrations with the win. Bob Healy is next with sports.
Incredible.
Love your phone.
Love your boat.
No, I am not on the golf course.
Call United States Cellular for all the details on how you can own a cellular phone for only $199. And as our customer, you get AT&T's quality long-distance service.
Works for me.
Come on, let's talk.
Later on tonight, as you head into the weekend, take a few minutes to think about your family's safety. If you and your kids are in the car and there's a drunk driver on the same road, your lives are in danger. If you're lucky, he or she will be arrested. But what happens then? If a driver is drunk, even twice the legal limit, but it's his first offense, does he get more than a slap on the wrist? Watch News 8 at 10 tonight.
Friday, Saturday, Monday till 9 p.m. It's the annual Consumer Warehouse Sale at Chalmers Chevrolet Subaru. 27 legacy wagons, all interest-free for up to 60 months. You heard right, 0% financing for a full 5 years. Payments only $229 a month. Or get this, 5 loaded 91 four-door Subaru Loyales, all $199 a month, $199 down. But wait, there's more. Justice, now only $149 a month, $149 down. Plus, we'll pay your tax and tag. Only till 9 p.m. Monday. Only at Chalmers Chevrolet Subaru in Broken Arrow.
Bob is here with sports. What a way to end the season for OU.
For Nebraska, too, you know, they still got to tee it up yet and play in a bowl game, but what a depressing thing for them. What a great way to end the season for what really has been a frustrating season for OU with the 3 losses and no shot of going anywhere. So nothing like a win, right, to cure whatever ails you, especially if it's over Nebraska. 10th ranked Cornhuskers waltzed into Norman with a bowl bid in their pocket, left licking their wounds today. We go to Norman for the story, and it was OU getting it together early in this ballgame. The Sooners ending on a high note, feeling And it was smash-face football early in this ball game. That is Cornhuskers quarterback Mickey Joseph. He went out with a big gash in his leg, did not play the rest of the ball game. Down 3-0. OU cranks it up right here. That's Gundy with great protection, goes long to Adrian Cooper for the 7. And it was 14-3 OU after a Gundy quarterback sneak, and this time it is Mike McKinley, the first of 3 TDs. That made it 21-3 Sooners at halftime. The second half, Nebraska gave OU fans a scare. Leotis Flowers scores. That cut it to 21-10. But here's that 1-2 combo that works so well. Gundy to McKinley again, and he is gone down the sidelines for the score. 28-10, 45-10, the final. The Sooners end their season on a high note. Definitely 8-3 finish, spanking Nebraska. Now Mike Ziegenhorn joins us live for more from the locker rooms. Mike, they had to be very happy today in the locker room.
Boy, Bob, I tell you what, they were ecstatic. You know, I heard somebody say outside the locker room, this is one of the craziest things I ever seen, and I have to agree with them. Nebraska favored by 4 points. They come down here, they were 9-1. OU basically blows them out of Memorial Stadium this afternoon. As you said, the final 45-10. Though the key in today's football game, Oklahoma's defense, and after the game in the locker room, the Sooners knew that they had played some tough D.
Stuffed them. Well, I don't know if we stuffed them. We created a lot of turnovers, and that was the key factor during the course of the game was the turnovers our defense created, the interceptions and fumbles. You know, that stopped a lot of momentum for Nebraska, stymied a few scoring opportunities, and obviously gave us great field position a couple times. And
we played for pride. I mean, we played for pride each game, but it was like we had a lot of things that, you know, at first, like Big 8, national championship, and things like that. Now we were just down to nothing but pride, and that's one thing that they can't take away from us is pride. And that's what we were playing for today.
Oh, it feels pretty good. 3 touchdowns against anybody is pretty good, but especially a great team like in tradition, team like Nebraska. I'm happy. I can't really express how I feel.
McKinley, that's kind of how everybody felt in the locker room. You know, those 3 touchdowns he had today, that's great against Nebraska. They've got a pretty decent defense, and of course they've got a great offense, the tops in the Big 8 conference, but Oklahoma shut them down today. I asked Gary Gibbs, I said, you stuffed him, and he's like, you heard him say, well, I don't know if we stuffed him, but we sure played some great defense. Bob?
All right, Zig, some happy campers in Norman. Now, another ball game not too far away from you today, the Class C football championship, 8-man football. This was top-ranked and #1 ranked Blue Jacket taking on #2 Balco. Let's go back to Zig. Zig, I know you were there. You got a chance to see some of those highlights. We were editing in the truck a little late tonight.
Yeah, a great football game. You know, you got OU here in Norman, and then we go across about 30 miles away over to Mustang and got high school football, the championship game in Class C. Go ahead and check out some of the action over at Mustang High School this afternoon. Balco ranked #2. Getting on top first, this is Brock Taylor. He's going to pitch it to Nakia Cowan for the touchdown, and the Bison lead at 8-0 on the 2-point conversion. Their fans pretty happy. Blue Jacket, though, comes back. Mike Schultz, the handoff to Donnie Logan. We're tied at 8 in the second quarter. Coach Donnie Lindsay liking what his team does, but a tragic moment for Blue Jacket. Here's Logan again, their best player. He gets hurt on this play when he fumbles the ball. They had to stop and suspend the game for about 30 minutes. They took Logan away on a stretcher in an ambulance. We weren't sure what the status of his injury was, but an unfortunate break for them. The final, Balco wins it 32-8. The Bison, the Class C champions. You know, we did a story on Blue Jacket a few weeks back, and they're an 8-man powerhouse. Unfortunately for them, though, Donnie Logan gone for the game, their best player, and he is out, Bob, and unfortunately, they lose it. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Zig. We'll see more from you tonight at 10 o'clock. There's some other high school stuff going on as well tonight, about 8 ball games going on. And also, there is, well, there's our Class 4A. It's Ardmore and O.C. Douglas. Tahlequah, Sallisaw, Ranger 8 will be there. Also, Ranger 8 going to Locust Grove at Spiro. Other games in Class 2A, it's Hobart playing #3 Wynnewood, and Talihina, #5, Kansas taking on them, and some other ball games going on. We'll have highlights for you, of course, tonight at 10 o'clock, taking Ranger 8 up. Want to mention Arkansas taking on Arizona in the finals of the NIT. We'll have highlights for you tonight at 10 o'clock.
Lots coming up. Thanks, Bob. When we come back, a salute to those who gave up their holiday to help those without.
Celebrating Oklahoma volunteers in action on the food block.
Okay, you know this is a car commercial for the 1991 Nissan Stanza, and you know we're going to say it outperforms Accord and Camry, and you've got to know we're going to tell you the Nissan Stanza seats 5, has luxury features, and a low price that'll blow you away. But what you don't know is we're not going to ask you to buy a Nissan Stanza, we're simply going to ask you to try a Nissan Stanza. Because we know once you've tried it, you'll want to buy it. And here's still another great reason to try it at your local Nissan dealer.
Every weekday morning, I come into KTUL viewers' homes, and we all try to make the world a little better place.
8's the place for Geraldo, weekdays at 9. We're about to show you the most earth-shattering compact truck value ever offered in Oklahoma. It's fully equipped with $29.25 in options. Includes air conditioning, AM/FM cassette, a 2.8-liter V6, and much more. And it's discounted $3,245. The new 91 S10 Tahoe for an earth-shattering price of only $93.80. It's the truck you wanted, Oklahoma. In stock now at your Oklahoma Chevy dealers.
This year, 4 Dodge vehicles have been recognized in the Motor Trend magazine Top 10 issue. And your Dodge dealer is celebrating. With the Award Reward Celebration, we're rewarding you with savings on popular Dodge models. Like mid-size Dakotas with up to $3,400 total savings. Or up to $3,200 total savings on full-size pickup. Big savings on diesels, too.
Advantage Dodge. See your local dealer.
News 8 closed captioning, made possible in part by Tulsa Regional Medical Center.
About 45 minutes ago, Tulsa firemen were called to the scene of an explosion in South Tulsa. Our News 8's Doug Wilson is there live on the scene to bring us the latest information. Doug, what can you tell us?
Well, the fire department answered the call shortly after 5:30. The folks who live in this neighborhood heard a loud boom. When the fire department arrived, they saw a garage at 8358 South Toledo fully engulfed in flames. Inside, a vehicle. It is burned up right now. The fire department was able to douse the blaze before the house at 8358 South Toledo caught fire. Right now, that vehicle is in the garage. It is leaking gasoline, I'm told by the fire department. They want to get it out of there so it poses no further hazard. Damage initially estimated at around $50,000. There are no reported injuries. I'm Doug Wilson reporting live from 8358 South Toledo. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Doug. Finally tonight, an estimated 4,000 needy people in Tulsa received free Thanksgiving dinners yesterday. Now, that would have been impossible without the help of community groups and volunteers. As Doug Wilson shows us, small business played a big role by extending helping hands to the hungry.
Yes, please. They came by the hundreds for the free food, which came with a welcome touch of love. Al's Place Restaurant on West 11th Street served 1,200 eggs. A bounty of food was available to all.
We had ham and turkey and pheasants, you know, and candied yams. We had all kind of pastries, and the biggest part was the volunteers, you know, that come in to help. We must have had 10, 12 volunteers, you know, and you would think they'd be running over each other, but each one of them, it seems like, had a specific thing, you know, that they was doing and what have you, whether it be serving pop or milk or coffee or dishing out a pie, you know.
All over town, similar scenes were played out as men and women banded together in the spirit of Thanksgiving to help folks in need. Tally's Good Food Cafe off of East 11th and South Yale served about 500 plates of food to the needy on Thanksgiving Day. Volunteers helped to make the day a success.
It really gave me greatest pleasure to share Thanksgiving dinner with my friends and the unfortunate people who cannot afford to have Thanksgiving dinner. So it went out great.
Perhaps Al Beck summed it up best when he expressed what many folks felt on Thanksgiving.
It seemed like everybody was just united, you know, just volunteers were just coming out from everywhere, you know, really wonderful. We're going to have some more eggs up here.
Thanksgiving Day may have passed, but the feelings linger on. Doug Wilson, News 8.
Job well done.
Thanks for joining us. See you tonight at 10. Good night.